Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. On today we're going to be talking about this race baiting that's been going on with the government shutdown, with the SNAP and EBT benefits being canceled or not available, and the way this is playing into race, or race is playing into it rather. So CNN has been called out for airing a lot of informational, I'll call them stories or mini documentaries or however you want to put it. But they've been airing stories about how the government shutdown is affecting Black people, as if all Black people or all SNAP and EBT benefits recipients are Black people. And so they've been called out. And there were even some AI videos that were unfortunately created showing these compelling stories about how Black people use SNAP and EBT for, to sell them to have a cash flow, so on and so forth. Also, what I've noticed is how the government shutdown, how it's affecting our TSA workers, how a lot of the stories that are being aired are Black stories about Black people, getting evicted, not being able to make ends meet, not having childcare, quote unquote, calling in sick, whatever the case may be. It's affecting Black people, Black people, Black people. Now, on the one end, I was thinking about it in terms of making it seem like Black people are the only people in America that are either dependent on the government for their well-being or don't have, that typical 6 month to 1 year emergency fund, right? But then I started thinking about it a little bit deeper in a broader perspective. And I hate to go to the race card. I really do, believe it or not. But what this country is really good at doing is kind of waving the red flag in front of the bull, to get the bull to react, right? Historically, in this nation, Black people have been the ones to protest en masse. And unfortunately, more often than not, there's been a lot of disruptions, I'll call it, that have come out of this protest. And yeah, anytime you're going to have your protest, you're going to hear about looting, you're going to hear about those typical stories, right? Because somebody's going to take advantage of chaos. But I believe that the reason why a lot of these major mass media networks are airing these, Black stories about Black struggle with this government shutdown is to hope that Black America will come out and protest, will come out and make a ruckus, will come out and fuss, let's boycott, let's do this and let's do that. Because when you look throughout history, American history, Black people have been the major disruptors and the majority of the right to assembly and protest. That's really been Black people. It really has. When you look throughout history, it has been Black people that have come out and have protested about whether it's economic disparities, educational disparities, opportunities for higher education, for job promotions, things, affirmative act. It has been the Black person's fight for equality that has forced this nation to address its issues and to move forward and to rectify something. It has been Black people that have done it. Now, I'm not saying that it's only been specifically Black people, right? Because our white brothers and sisters have definitely joined in alongside and have protested and have forced, our judicial system to take notice. And, our Latino brothers and sisters. Now, I know there's this whole conversation about whether or not there is a true black and brown coalition. I'm not going there. That's another topic for another day. But specifically, I believe it's like a secret call to arms. Like, black people, look how this is impacting you. Black people have been sitting out ever since Trump was elected and sworn into office. Black people have been sitting this thing out. Let me tell you that. Black people have been, we're used to, and not all black people, right? Like black people that are very well off, come from generational education, entrepreneurs, doctor, but again, I'm talking about generalizing, and I'm talking about what we've seen historically in this nation is black people coming out and protesting. This is the most silent that I have seen black people as a collective in all of my 4+ decades of being, in human existence. This is the most quiet, the most docile, the most absent I have seen black people in all of my entire life. And I think they're trying to, whoever they are, right? I believe they're trying to press the issue up amongst or place it upon black people to, hey, wake up. Hey, this is affecting your people. Hey, wake up, get out in the streets and protest. Hey, I need to say something. Hey, I need to do something. This is hurting your people, And that's not happening. Black people are sitting this thing out in the most eloquent way that I ever thought was even possible. I mean, I haven't even heard of a mini protest that's been organized and demonstrated by black people. I haven't. It's almost like we've turned the lights off at the house and we've unplugged the phones and turned off the cell phones, and we're not home. Nobody's home. Nobody's taking the call. Nobody's coming to the door. No one is listening. And on one end, it's like, well, I love that for us, right? I love that, we're tired of fighting, or I totally get it. I totally get it, and I understand. And this is not a call to arms like, hey, we've had enough rest. It's time to get back in the streets and protest, and it's time to come, collectively together. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just noticing how us being the minority in the country, and we're not even the majority on welfare, how it's being marketed. I'm going to use the term marketed to black people. How this particular struggle is being marketed to black people. I am really taking notice of that. With the 300,000 jobs that black women have lost this year. And I would have to research to see, is there any other time in history or recent history where this amount of black women have been laid off? I would have to see that, right? But it's been marketed. Okay, black women, because black women come together, right? When Kamala Harris decided that she was going to run and she put that information out, there were calls, there was organizing that was going on, and money being, fundraised. Like, black women get stuff done. Black women, let's get on the phone and let's network. Let's give 1,000%. Black women really do that. And that didn't work. All right, well, let's show these stories of these, black single moms that don't have food now to put on the table for their, children, and that's not working. And then it's, 25% of TSA workers are, African American. And now, they're getting evicted and don't have childcare and, A, B, C, D, and E, and Black people as a collective are still silent. And CNN just aired something this morning, what is today? Oh, dear golly. November the 8th, 2025. CNN aired on their show, first of all, TSA, I think it was a union president or something to that extent, telling the stories that he's receiving as president of said union or whatever the organization may be within TSA in Atlanta. And the needle's not moving. The needle is not moving. Again, Black people as a collective in this nation have always understood that we have a greater plight and or a more visible plight than our white counterparts or our Latino counterparts or our Asian counterparts. That we have a more visible and or a greater plight. And we take that backpack of burdens on and we run our race to the best of our abilities, right? And when something continually goes wrong, we come together, we organize, and we protest. We don't go quietly into the night. We will not. But under this new Trump administration, 2025, Black people have collectively decided to sit this thing out. We know what it is to be poor. We know what it is to struggle. We know what it is to wake up with 1,000 pounds of stress every day, not knowing, how to even make your ends, not even just meet, as Deion Sanders would say, make them even just look at each other, like kind of be okay. It's something that Black people as a collective are used to. And I'm not speaking in terms of, again, all Black people are poor and all Black people struggle. Now, there are plenty of African Americans that are doing quite well, and this is not affecting them in any kind of way, nor anyone that they know, But even then, our well-to-do or well-off or our wealthy African American people still know how to protest in different ways or organize in different ways. They may not be, part of the grassroots, but they write the checks that funds movements, right? Like they may not come out of their house in the Hamptons, but they'll send that check to Howard University so that Howard can get proper dorms and utility functions going on, right? Or they donate to scholarship funds. Or donate to the local church, for food drives, things of that nature. Like they pour in different ways. There will always be different parts of a movement. The protest is what you see because it's so visible, right? But there are so many different functionalities that go on when you talk about really making a systemic change, when you're really talking about and putting forth effort to make a systemic change, there are many different aspects. There are many different arms and legs that are moving to create that change. So in this instance, I will say, though, we have set this one out. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if it's how it's going to affect us one way or the other in the next, 5 to 6 years. But Black people really have set this out. And so with all the race baiting that's going on with, mass news media, I'm going to go on a limb and say it's not going to work. It's not going to work this time. Thanks for watching.